Hi guys, and welcome back to Rainbow Tarot UK. Just want to say a very warm thank you if you've watched any of my previous videos and if you've recently subscribed. I really appreciate that. So a big warm hug for that. If you're new and it's the first time that you've watched any of my videos, then welcome. It's lovely to have you here. And today is one video in what I hope to be a series of 78 videos looking at the 78 tarot cards in the deck, looking at their meanings, helping us to connect better, to learn more about the tarot. And today, as I'm hoping you're going to be able to see from all the different depictions that I've got in front of you, just from some of the tarot decks that I've got, we're going to be looking at the High Priestess. And the High Priestess is a Major Arcana card. She is the third Major Arcana card, even though she is the number 2. So I've already done 0, which is the Fool, and 1, which is the Magician. And you're welcome to take a look at those on, in my videos. So today, as I said, we're going to be looking at the High Priestess. So let's get to it. I want to try and make it as kind of short and sharp as possible. So as you can see, I've got lots of different depictions of the High Priestess. Now, you're very privileged today because I am using my oldest deck, which is my original Rider-Waite deck that I got at least 30 years ago when I first started learning tarot and using tarot. And so she's a bit battered this one, a bit worn, but I wanted to get her out because I just love this deck. It has a lot of sentimental value for me. So that's the High Priestess from the Rider-Waite deck. I've also got a very mini one here that I use, a little travel deck. It's a little bit newer, and you can see her a bit clearer there. And I've got another depiction here. It's very similar. It is the Rider-Waite, but it's slightly different. Got the High Priestess here, and here, another depiction of the High Priestess. Now, the other one that I've got, and I briefly touched upon this in my last video, so if you want to check that one out, where I was looking at, what are your positive personality traits, I began to bring in, or I used what is called my Aurosoma inspiration cards, and it's from the Aurosoma Colour Healing System, which you may or may not know about. Check that out because it's fantastic. And these are the inspiration cards which have come about from the bottles, and they correlate to the 78 tarot cards. And this is the Aurosoma inspiration depiction of the High Priestess. And the reason why I brought that in is because if we just get straight to what the High Priestess means, what's the High Priestess all about? I mean, succinctly put, the High Priestess is about you. If you get it in your reading, it's about intuitive awareness. It's about listening to your inner voice. If you're getting it in your reading, it's about you're needing to connect somehow to your inner world, to your inner wisdom, to your inner voice. That's what the card's urging you to do. Or it's about, gaining some help or some support from someone who's going to enable you to do that, or to connect you to your inner world. Someone, a woman perhaps, who's in your world, who is going to enable you to connect to that. Now, intuition, as I'm sure you're aware, is hard to hear, much harder to hear and to access if you are not relaxed or calm within yourself. It's like any spiritual guidance. You need, when you start your spiritual journey, I think what you often find is that you need to kind of go inward. You need to go inside yourself, and that often means to quiet the mind, to be able to hear the guidance that you're receiving, that Spirit wants to give you, that your angels and the guides that they want to give you. Now, this Aurosoma card is actually the Peace card, and it talks about having the peace within you, getting rid of all the anxieties, the stresses that might be hindering your ability to connect to your spiritual wisdom, to your spiritual guidance. So it's kind of perfect, isn't it, for the High Priestess, because she's all about listening to your inner guidance. But you can only really do that if you are at peace and if you are calm. And that's why, to start off with, the card is very blue, and blue, the color blue, is all about peace, calm, connecting to your your psychic abilities, your intuitive abilities. The blue hue relates to the throat chakra, but it's also in the third eye and in the seventh chakra, the crown chakra. So the colour blue is quite important because it's connecting you to that peace so that you can listen to the guidance of the High Priestess. Her robes are blue, there is blue water behind her. So again, that's connecting into that peace within you so that you can listen to her. I mean, also as well, it's talking about connecting in to that feminine energy, that kind of often mysterious feminine energy that's often kind of secret and hidden within. So she's also symbolic of secrets, inner knowledge, feminine wisdom, something that you can't necessarily see in front of your eyes, that knowledge that you have within. That's why she's got this scroll, this Torah scroll, and it's kind of rolled up and it's being held to her tummy because it's against her gut. She has the inner knowledge, that inner knowing, really. She's also got the moon here at her feet. She's got 2 crescent moons and a full moon on her head, and again that is representative, along with the water, of that kind of feminine energy, cycles, emotions, the world of the unconscious. In a way, she's the kind of the in between the conscious and the unconscious world, and as well she sits in between the 2 pillars of shade and light. She sits comfortably between those 2 worlds, the duality, if you like, of our existence. She is able to sit in that space comfortably. She also is very, she not only has a lot of inner knowledge, she's very knowledgeable. She has an expansive mind. She's non-judgmental. She's caring. She is a guide to you. So she is, really telling you, when you get this in your reading, to listen to your inner knowing, your intuition, that gut, that hunch, those dreams, those synchronicities, those signs, anything that you're getting which maybe doesn't make sense to the outside world but is there trying to guide you. She's also very independent. She's a character that's, she's not an outward character. So when you get this card, it might be telling you that you need to go inward, you need to retreat a little bit, you need to keep yourself to yourself. She's not an extrovert character. So although she's very caring and nurturing and loving, she's also quite detached because she has good boundaries. She's not overflowing with her emotions, even though she is very empathic. So I think that's probably what I wanted to say about everything that I wanted to say about her when she's upright. So okay, so if we turn her around, let's just turn her around like that. So in reverse, obviously the main thing is, you get the High Priestess in reverse. It talks about, maybe you're not listening to your intuition, you're not following those, that little voice or that gut feeling that wants to guide you. You're not in a place to be able to do that. Maybe you're not at peace. You might be quite anxious and over emotional, or maybe you're too logical, too much in your head that you can't follow you know, the guidance that's being given to you. Maybe there's a woman around you or a person around you that seems to be one, you know, you feel like is giving you good advice, but they're not really giving you the kind of right advice that you need at this time. But essentially, when you get this in reverse, it's about you not being able or not accessing your inner wisdom, if you like, your feminine intuition. And I'm not just talking about being a woman. You know, we've all got feminine yin energy and intuition, and it's about, you know, when you've got this in reverse, it's about not, for whatever reason, there are blocks to you accessing that. Okay, so there you go. So that is the High Priestess. If you found it helpful, please do click the like button. Please do subscribe. And hit the notifications bell so that you can be alerted to any videos that I do in the future. But other than that, bye bye, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.